not true. But it takes a big risk to play the 3 hours.
I mean, there are virtues and vices to both of them. I mean, I do like being forced to condense. And for people, I always think of the person watching my show as the person who is interested in current events, but doesn't have the time to follow it during the week. They've got kids and jobs and lives. They are going to watch me to catch them up. And it's my job to obviously entertain them, but also to point out what's important. What happened this week that you should know about? Somewhere in that live hour, whether it's in the monologue or in New Rules or the editorial I do at the end or in the panel, somewhere I want to cover everything I think you should know. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the things that the newspaper or other outlets thought was important. What I think is really important, that's what I'm going to cover. So there is something to be said for condensing. There's also a lot to be said for letting it breathe. You know, I mean, letting it breathe, I do miss that sometimes. I wish I could, and very often we're in the middle of a discussion and I have to move on.
But I feel like with the way things are going now with streaming, like I know HBO has their new streaming service.
Right.
Maybe they could just give you an option to let some of those conversations lengthen out. It just seems like some of them you're just getting started and you have to cut them off.
You're right. And again, sometimes people just want the headlines. Very often I'm reading something and it's too long. I just think, you should have given me, the New York Times starts every article, not just tell me what happened.
Yeah.
Don't give me the background and on a rocky road in Afghanistan, as Fran Lebowitz once said. And remember, just get to the part I care about.
Right.
Movies are too long. Lots of stuff is too long. People need editors. But these kind of conversations lend themselves more than most art forms to just letting it happen. And yeah, it's more natural. I mean, I like the fact that, unlike the early days when you sweat backstage and you'd hear the Tonight Show band playing and say, you know, Johnny's going to ask you this and then you're going to say that and you're going to do this and don't fucking veer from this and you get in trouble. And this is good. I didn't prepare anything.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you didn't prepare anything.
No.
Okay.
I didn't.
Really have no list of questions?
No.
So
I know
what
you.
happened?
I like you.
Right.
I'm sure I'm not going to run out of things to ask you or talk to you about.
But that's a talent in itself, that you could do that off the top of your head. I think you think it's not that much of a talent, but trust me, a lot of people could not do that. I don't know if I would trust myself if you said, you have 2 hours with this guy. It would be in the back of my mind like, shit, what if an hour and 10 minutes in, I'm like, fuck, I gotta think of one more thing.
I can't imagine if you and I were at dinner together for 2 hours, we would run out of shit to talk about.
That's probably true.
So that's this.
Okay.
It's the same shit.
Followed by dead air. It's complete dead air.
Listen, man, I've been a fan of yours for a long time. I bought True Story.
And I have you. Wow.
Yeah, I bought that book way back in the day, man. I was living in New York. It was a great book.
Thank you.
A very underrated book on stand-up comedy.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a novel.
Yeah.
You know, it's a novelization of my early life.
Very accurate, though. Like, you could feel like you lived the life. And you know the names were hilarious of the characters you chose.
No, I worked probably harder on that than almost anything I've ever done. I would never write I would never write another novel. Well, just to make every sentence, every paragraph funny or telling, no extra words. To me, that's the kind of...
What year did you write that?
It's funny, I started it in the early 80s when I was still almost living it. And I would get busy and put it aside, and I'd look at it for years. And then I did this is my old life. In 1985, in December, I went down to Zihuatanejo, Mexico, to do the memorable TV movie. There's the phrase that dates you. The memorable TV movie, Club Med. I think we all remember it. No, we don't. Linda Hamilton was the star.
I think I do remember it.
I hope you don't.
I remember Linda Hamilton
in
a movie
right.
with you. Now I'm